guys, so I had some time today and I figured I will film a tag video for you guys. This is the Cruelty Free question and answer tag created by Jacquelyn and Hala, I believe her name is. I have all the questions right here and I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys since I am turning more cruelty free in my products that I'm bringing in my collection. The reasons why, so I figured this would be a really great way for you guys to get to know me and get to know a little bit more about my thoughts on being cruelty free. So the first question is, what was your first impression of cruelty free makeup? Honestly, my first impression was that it was just a fad. It was something that was like the new thing, the hype to do. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't look too much into like what cruelty free actually was. It made me think of Legally Blonde. If you saw Legally Blonde 2, it made me think of that. And then I honestly thought it was more natural ingredient kind of stuff. So it wasn't something I was like not into, but I was definitely a little intrigued because one, Elle Woods from Legally Blonde was interested and I like animals, so I just kind of wanted to learn more. The next question is, what is your opinion on parent companies? So parent companies, if you guys don't know, is when a larger company owns like a smaller brand company, like Too Faced recently sold. And I think Becca too has a parent company that does sell to China or does test on animals. So for me, when I first started looking into turning cruelty free, I was like, no, I'm not going to buy anything from anyone who has a parent company because like L'Oreal is the parent company of a lot of makeup brands and I just was really against that. However, I do believe that if you buy from like something like Too Faced, Becca, anything that does have a parent company like L'Oreal, and they notice that the cruelty-free brands are making them a little bit more money than the brands that are testing on animals, then they might start slowly putting more of their money towards the ones that are not testing on animals. And then if those brands change and they do eventually test on animals, I'll stop buying from them. But I think that if you just purchase from the brands that do not test on animals, and especially like someone like Kat Von D, who doesn't test on animals and who is also has a lot of vegan or non-animal derived product ingredients in her products, then that is something that I would be okay purchasing from, and her parent company can just note that people are going more towards her brand for vegan ingredients and cruelty-free products. What items have you not found a cruelty-free dupe for yet? I'm still on the hunt for a eye makeup remover. I recently got from Pacifica a micellar toner cleansing water, so I'm hoping that might work for my eyes. Other than that, I'm still on the hunt for a concealer. I love my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I actually no, I did find a concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. This is probably one of the best ones that I have. So honestly, I'm not on like a really big hunt for anything. I have a lot of things in my collection that are cruelty free, luckily. So I am pretty okay and I'm not on the hunt for anything really intense. What's your favorite cruelty-free brand, drugstore, and high-end? So my favorite cruelty-free brands are Too Faced. I also love Becca. And drugstore, I'm really getting into Pacifica and Milani and Wet n Wild. So those are some of the brands that I have been really interested in getting more products from. Which brands and or items do you wish were cruelty-free? Honestly, I wish all of them were cruelty-free. I really wish that YSL was cruelty-free. I really wish that a lot of perfumes were cruelty-free. Like, it's really hard to find a cruelty-free perfume. Let's see, I think that's about it. I'm like I said, pretty happy and have a lot of cruelty-free items, luckily. Oh, I do wish Lorac was more cruelty-free, and MAC. Lorac, MAC, and YSL are, oh, and Laura Mercier. Okay, so there's a bunch. I just wish they all were cruelty free so I didn't have to think like, oh, they're not cruelty free, if you know what I mean. But those are like the top 4 that I wish were cruelty free. What advice do you have for the temptation to buy non-cruelty free items? For me, that advice is kind of my advice that I'm doing right now this year. I have so much in my collection, just use what I have. I don't need to buy the newest, greatest thing. If I do see that there is an item or specific product that is from a non-cruelty free brand, guys, it's gonna come out cruelty free eventually, like really soon. It's like, I wanted, like, yes, Anastasia Beverly Hills is a cruelty free brand, but I wanted to have some kind of highlighting palette, and I can't remember who was the first one, but they weren't cruelty free, and I was like really lusting after it. I didn't purchase it because I felt like I didn't need it, but now it's like you see Cover FX with one. Anastasia Beverly Hills has like a ton of them. You see like a Becca one. Everyone is coming out with a highlighting palette, so I would not be too worried about a specific brand or product, because you will find other things that may be identical to it. What do you do with your non-cruelty free products? Declutter or use up? So I am trying to use everything up. I've noticed though that I have a lot of products in my collection that I am not going to just be able to use up everything. If I love it, I will use it. If not, I will declutter. So if you guys aren't familiar, I am doing a rolling project pan, which basically is also a monthly makeup basket. So I will post my March one down below. And there I'm kind of working from my oldest products in my collection to the newest. I'm trying to use them during the month. If I don't like them, I'll destash them, declutter them. If not, then I will just try and use them up or hit pan, things like that. So those are pretty much for all of my makeup items. A lot of my older ones will be more of the non-cruelty free than cruelty free, since I started January only buying cruelty free makeup products or beauty, skincare, all that kind of stuff. So you'll see a lot more non-cruelty free stuff then. But yeah, that is kind of how I'm going to be doing it. I'm a mixture of both, and with all of my kind of ingredients with that. And then, do you think animal testing will end one day? I sure hope so. I don't think it will though. I feel like this is something that has been constantly going on. There's just a lot of people not knowing what's going on and what they're doing in the world kind of thing. Like, it's similar with some ingredients that we're still using in our beauty products that can cause cancer, can cause all these stuff, or even the people that know like a certain chemical product in their beauty, like beauty products will cause them to break out, things like that, and we're still buying stuff not knowing the whole spectrum of a product. We just kind of purchase what's on our mind, and that's why I think that we're gonna always have animal testing. People aren't gonna be aware of it. People are gonna be purchasing from these brands, and they are bigger brands out there. Tide, for instance, does laundry detergent, and they test on animals, and Origins and Bath and Body Works. Like, anyone can say that they don't test on animals, but they do, and it really stinks, and people aren't knowing or thinking something, and it's completely the opposite thing, and it's really sad. So for me, what hit me was a couple, like Jacquelyn, she turned cruelty free. There was another girl that I was watching, and she was talking more about going cruelty free. So I just took a second and went to the websites everyone was talking about. I went to Logical Harmony, and I went to Cruelty Free Kitty. And I just read about it. I read, what is cruelty free? What is it? Why does it matter? All that kind of stuff. I'll try and see if I can find the links that I went to and put them down below just for more education for you guys. I just started reading and watching some videos, and some of the videos are traumatic. I had nightmares about them, like cats like spazzing out and like croaking out, and it was just, and mice and things like that. It was really sad, and I am a pet lover. I have a dog and a cat, and just thinking about what we're doing to these poor animals, and they're just trapped in a cage their whole lives, and we just feed them a bunch of this one ingredient just to see how much the dosage it would be good in a product, I think is horrible. And that really scared me into wanting to be cruelty free. I know that sounds scary, but that's the honest truth what happened to me. I watched too many videos on YouTube, and it scared me. So I don't want to support things like that. I want to definitely give the animals as much of a shot as they can. So for me personally, that is why I turned cruelty free. It's not that hard of a road if you look at it and just do a little bit of research. I definitely recommend you guys going to Logical Harmony's like complete list of all of her brands that are cruelty free. A lot of you guys are saying that there's a lot of brands that I'm saying aren't cruelty free. They may be on her like working on it list, I guess, when she's contacting all of these brands, but if they don't contact her back with the right answers, she kind of has them on two lists. One list is to avoid, and those are people that do tests on animals or have given some questionable answers to her questions. They're pretty easy questions that are basic, and the brands should know what they're doing. And then there's another list that has like people she's waiting on, basically. So I'm only trying to buy personally from the items that she does recommend that are cruelty free, that she knows for sure, and that list does change. I think she does it every week. So that's something that I just pay attention when I'm at the store, or any big changes, like Steel recently went cruelty free, which is awesome. But yeah, those are just kind of the ways that I have tried to be cruelty free. I am still trying to use up a lot of items, like I said, that are not cruelty free. I do have a sample Sunday video, which I'll link down below, or hashtag 365 days of samples. And I had some non-cruelty free items in there, and it was really hard for me, and I'm still kind of debating what I want to do with them. I think I really just wanted to give them a go and give them a try. I don't want to trash everything. That's definitely not gonna happen. And I do either want to give them away, or I do want to use them, let you guys know what I think of the product so I can compare them to cruelty free items, like some of the bigger, like popular non-cruelty free items that are out there. So I think I'm just going to play it by ear with that. Samples aren't something that I necessarily pay for, but I guess in the long run does go towards that brand that does test on animals, but it's a sticky slope in between. Like for instance, this 4-play box, that is $10 a month. You get like 5 samples. They can be cruelty free or non-cruelty free. So I was thinking, no, I'm not going to use any of my non-cruelty free items. I'm just going to give them away. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to do anything like that. But the thing is, you give the same $10 for that box each time, and I don't see a problem in trying them. I think if you got a subscription box, it's like a lottery. You can try them, but just don't repurchase it. You'll know what to compare it to, or I'll at least know what to compare other items to and know what kind of level to put them at if I like it a little bit better than my cruelty-free items. So I think it just depends on the product for me, what I want to do with this 4-play box. But yeah, that is the cruelty-free tag, and just a little bit more of why I turned cruelty-free. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!